So you don't really want to see your Patriarch the first player rank, or sorry, the first player turn. However, especially on the play. But we just want to have it level up enough that it's worth playing here. Despite being kind of lackluster at level 1 when it can't buff anything. Okay, so we will happily trade our Lurker because it levels up pretty well. Since it's a trade that we would not be able to get otherwise, I think it's worth it there. Okay, 16, 8, 18, 10. I think Ravager might be slightly better. It's hard for me to tell here. Obviously, Deepwood Bear Rider can trade with more at rank 2, but Ravager is more likely to stay alive as the game progresses. So. Okay. But Sower is definitely something I'm happy to see. Fellwalker is fine, although I'd rather have Matriarch. If I could drop Banshee in front of this and Sower, that would be nice, but obviously I can't. Ouch. So, trading off the Sower with a little bit of added value. Banshee will not. The Banshee will not get the Weirwood buff because I believe that it's 3/5/7, which is not this level. So Fellwalker 3/5/9 is okay. I think I will actually play the Banshee just to kind of shrink that as a threat and also allow me to shrink stuff later, which can be good. Probably Savant and Matriarch here, but we'll see. I could see myself throwing out a Glutton or something just to cause a trade. Ouch. That's unfortunate. I think I will Savant and Glutton just so that I can trade off with the Zerath before it's too obnoxious. Because we had no other 5-power creature. And this makes the War Charger probably have to trade with one of our 2 creatures here. Call of the week. Would have been nice to have leveled up the first player level just because of the Savant. But apparently there's multiple Savants, so it might actually be worth leveling up here anyway. Yeah, especially with the Tactician. So I'll definitely cull the Tactician. And Glutton the Savant. My opponent's deck actually looks pretty scary. Double Darkshaper Savant plus the Tactician is not a board I really like staring down. Do I throw this Savant in, or do I throw this in front of the Savant where it'll... Yeah, I think so. Holds off a little bit of damage, keeps me a body that won't die from just one Savant trigger. I want to get some damage on the Savant. Maybe I should have thrown the Ravager in front of the Savant. Not entirely clear. Either way, I want to get something in front of it to get a little bit of damage on so I can finish it off. Okay, the Patriarch will be able to buff up the Seedling, most likely. Yep, no surprise there. My opponent is definitely playing pretty well. Ooh, Grave Gas, that's not the most intimidating. Okay. Despite the fact that I could buff the Seedling, I think I'm just going to replace it to get it taken care of. Okay, I can buff anything with power 5 or less, and it buffs it by +4/+4. Is anything worth playing over like a Swamp Moss Lurker or something? If I buff +4/+4, that'll be a 7/5, so it would stay alive against the gas, but not against the infantry. The Witch, though, would stay alive, and that might be worth it. Because that'll be a, what, 8/7 against the zombie infantry? Yeah, that's probably fine, actually. So I think I'm going to go ahead and Tree Folk to give the buff, and eat the Savant, which was the most important thing here. And it keeps us with a better board, which is nice. Okay. I do like this. Could throw Savant down and then Glutton in front of the gas or something. We'll see. Although, actually, I'll probably be using the minus to shrink the Zrath now. I wish I could also shrink the General, because it would be very nice to stop giving the buff. Or stop it from giving the buff, rather. Which of these is actually most important? Despite the General's buff, I think I'd like to go ahead and kill Zrath. It's the most damaging on its own, and that trades off well. Yeah, so that's fine. Mostly a matter of keeping the Patriarch versus keeping whatever else. The race is close enough that it would be nice to have a leveled up Cleric, but I'm probably just going to play whatever will trigger the Savant. Zombie entrance is fine, Spectre levels up well, and Spirit is okay. Alright, so I get to play anything I want. Given that, I'll probably play Infantry because it's the best body, and probably the Spectre because it'll be nice to have leveled up. So, Savant picks up a very nice trade despite a relatively unimpressive hand. That is why Savant is as good as it is because it makes your level 1 hands and cards better. Obviously, if I just had a really good level 3 hand or whatever, I wouldn't have had to worry about playing those cards, but you know, it's nice to be able to get value out of them anyway. Alright, so Glutton trades okay with Savant most likely, and Ravager will most likely trade with the Tactician, despite buffs, so that seems like the best play. Alright, I like having 2 strong creatures plus 1 tricky creature, so. Alright, a 1-for-1 against a level 1 spell is fine. It gives my opponent a leveled up Dreadbolt, but a level 2 Dreadbolt in player rank 4 is not that intimidating. It does kill these 2 creatures, but, you know, my 3/3 didn't really matter. Alright, looking good. Okay, So I'm thinking about playing the Banshee after combat to finish off the War Charger. Sad that I can't do anything about it before combat, but I think it's worth it just to prevent the War Charger from being able to move around and such. And it keeps me with 2 decent bodies on the board. Ouch, this is not an ideal player level. May actually play Nether Embrace and Ghastly Touch just because these creatures... Really depends. I could throw Matriarchs in front of something scary to hold it off for a while, but I feel like they're not really the level 2s I'm going to want to have. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and Ghastly Touch the General just so it'll die this turn. So, Nether Embrace, not a huge amount, but it can affect it, and it actually has more on-board effect late. Or a Grove Matriarch. You know, I'm probably still best off with the Matriarch. It's potentially 2 bodies. It's buffed by Weirwood Patriarch. And the 810 is actually a decent body, even as things get pretty late. I'm drawing an awful lot of level 1s, but at least I drew it with a Savant this time. It's my saving grace. I'm looking forward to seeing more Ooze cards in future sets. Okay, so, may as well play Savant. Infantry versus Necroslime. Necroslime at level 3 is more impressive, but I think that at lower levels, Zombie Infantry is more useful. May as well shrink something because I can. Alright, this is a Patriarch that I am very happy to see. So it's +6 to a 7. I could play the Fellwalker just so I could get the buff, but I don't think it's going to be worth it necessarily. Although that would give me the... Actually, that would give me the Dark Shaper trigger. So that's... Depending on what my opponent plays, of course, I could easily see myself playing the Fellwalker and getting that buff. Yeah. Because the 9/9 would trade with the Nexus Pilot, which I think is worth it. Yeah, that buff is huge here. Unfortunately, my Savant has a lot of damage on it and is likely to die this turn, but my opponent has a lot of damage staring. Okay. Yeah, these double gluttons are likely going to be more than plenty to finish this out. That's 24. Okay, that's lethal. Alright, so game 2 went well. Weirwood Patriarch is a very good card at level 3. It can easily just swing the game. We'll be back with the next game in a minute.